Welcome back to my channel, Karen Michelle. Happy to have you all here. I am talking to you all about my road to pro. So we are now 1 to 2 weeks out from Junior USA Nationals, where I am about to take a flight from Portland, Oregon with my husband all the way to Charleston, South Carolina, so the other side of the country, to compete and hopefully take home first place in my class and fourth place in the overall to win my pro card and be able to hit up some of those IFBB Bikini Pro shows before I end my season. All right, you guys, so peak week for Junior USA Nationals. Let's be real, I was exhausted, okay? Going into peak week, my mind started playing a lot of games on me. This is really normal for the first show of a season because you've come off of an off season and you are kind of changing gears into a prep. Once you've done 1 show or 2 shows in a season, then you're like maybe a little bit more comfortable with like where you're at with your posing and everything on stage and how you just get in the groove for the day of the show. But at this point, it was my first show that I had done all year, and I had just taken home a top 5 and a top 4 placement at 2 very large national shows in the country the year before. So I was nervous, you guys. I was so nervous going into this because I thought, I know I can do it, but what if I don't? What if I screw up? What if I fall on my face? What if my posing sucks? What if I'm not ready again? Because I had like flashbacks of last year where in 2017 for Emerald Cup, I was getting hit up by people that were looking out for me, who were telling me like, you're not ready for Emerald Cup. And I really wasn't. And so it was just all these emotions, and we made it. We made it there. We got to the hotel. It was awesome. We had a kitchen in the hotel room, and so I was able to go to the grocery with my husband. We bought a bunch of our essential foods that we wanted while we were there. I just relaxed and was able to kind of have those few days before the show where I got into the groove of things with just feeling confident and ready. I mean, you guys, prep can be such a roller coaster of emotion, and I was definitely feeling emotional. I was feeling just like I'd put so much into it. I put so much effort into my prep at that point, and I had done all the dieting perfectly. I'd gotten in all the cardio. I had trained with all of the weights. I'd pushed things. I'd even been getting PRs before, that peak week. And so there was just a lot of feelings associated with having pushed it so far and like almost being to that sort of end goal, right? The show is approaching, it's that week. So anyway, we go and check in for the show. It was like nobody there. It was awesome. I get my initial spray tan and we are chilling in the hotel. I'm about to just kind of like take some check-in pictures, and we noticed that like the spray tan somehow got wiped completely off of my glutes. There was no glute spray tan. And anybody who knows anything about spray tan knows that that means that area will not get tanned. So I was freaking out, like somehow it came off. It must have come off when I was like putting my pants on. I don't even know, but basically my spray tan was jacked. And then the next day when we went to go get the second coat, it was horrible, you guys. Like they couldn't fix it. And I never worked at the tanning company before where they couldn't fix what they'd done. But anyway, I had some horrible tanning experiences last year. I literally had to have my coach backstage try to like paint the tan on the glutes because it looked so bad. And I've gotten asked a lot by people who don't know much about competing, like, is there a lot of contouring with the tan? Like, is there ways to make it look like you are more fit than you are with the tan? And I respond, no, the tan actually, if anything, just gets jacked up and makes you look worse. It's never like made me look better. It's literally the worst part of competing for me. I hate spray tanning. It never seems to like go on my body very well. I literally had a spray tanner at one of the shows be like, that means you eat really clean if it doesn't stick well to your body. And I'm like, what are you smoking? No, it just does, like it has nothing to do with how clean I eat. It's just not, it doesn't like my skin, okay? And I've had people be like, you need to be done competing, the tan isn't sticking on well, it means you're tired. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe you should just find a formula that works. Like, so anyway, I've had a horrible experiences with spray tans. And not to scare anybody away from the stage, but it's just not my favorite thing in the world to get done. And then you look ridiculous for the next week or so, depending on like how many coats you got. And I always end up having to get like 10. I'm just kidding. I get like 3 because I am so white. I'm so pasty, you guys. But that's supposed to mean I have healthy skin, right? Like I'm keeping my skin fresh and young, and apparently I eat really clean and I'm tired though. So anyway, the tan was horrible. Anyway, we went and we were backstage, and it was like the first show where like, I didn't even know how to get from backstage to the main area to see my husband. You had to go like outside. It was super humid. It was raining a little bit. I'd already gotten water droplets on my skin from getting in and out of the van for the tan, to go to the hotel and go to the tanning place and get to the venue and all that. So I was like getting kind of frustrated and I was just back there hanging out, and I am not like a hangout backstage kind of girl. That is just not my jam. If you've seen me backstage at a show, like I'm not talking to you. It's not to be mean, but I'm just in my zone. I worked so hard to be there. I like literally hide. So this was like out of my element, and I'm backstage like trying to figure out my glute situation with the tan, and I couldn't sit down after we had the glutes painted on, and I basically ended up lining up like 2 hours later after getting that done, after standing up the whole time, lining up, going on stage, and it just happened so quick, you guys. I mean, literally from where we lined up, we took a picture, we were backstage pumping up, and then it was go time. And I've just never had a show run that quickly, and I think it's because it was a one-day show. But even like when I went to Universe, we didn't go on stage till like 6 p.m. And I want to say I was on stage probably by like 1 or 2. So it went really fast at Junior USA's. And anyway, I knew right away that I wasn't taking home first place because there was a center stage and I was one off of it. So I ended up getting called out at second place, and I was a little bit sad because obviously I'd worked that hard to try to take home that first place and win the overall, but I think in the end it was all worth it because I was excited to even have gotten second. Like, it meant I had improved from the year prior, and then also it gave me something to work for, and knowing that like second was a placement that you would take home a pro card at other shows, it made it like that much more real, like, oh, I can do this. So anyway, I enjoyed Charleston for a few more days with my husband. We rented a hotel downtown, and it's called The Spectator, I believe. Had a really cute bar in it. We made reservations at Hall's Chop House was the name of the restaurant. It was so delicious. I got a dry aged steak, and we had macaroni and cheese and a beet salad, and I even had some bread out of the bread basket that they bring to the table with some butter. I mean, you guys, when you haven't eaten out in 20 weeks, which I don't eat out when I'm on prep other than like post show, like the day post show, it is such a treat. I mean, food tastes so good and you really don't understand it until you've experienced it. But it was just such a heavenly dinner, and I ended up having, I think, like 1 or 2 more little like treats while we were out. I want to say I had like a biscuit with jam, and I think we had like the hotel breakfast one night. But didn't even have dessert at the Chop House because we didn't need it. The food was just so good. It was so gourmet. So, and I knew that I was gonna go on and compete at Junior Nationals because that was kind of the way I'd set it up. Like, obviously I hoped for the best. I gotta let my dog out, 1 sec. So I went into it just thinking, okay, I'm gonna do the best that I can do, and it's a subjective sport, so while I am working to get that pro card, if it doesn't happen, I've done everything in my control to try to make it happen. So I need to be happy with myself and where I am on my journey and accept that this is where I'm at and go back to the drawing board and continue on. And I had done Junior USA Nationals because I really thought that I could win it. But I also knew that if I didn't, I would have more shots that year to be able to make it happen. So I never go into a show thinking, I'm gonna do Junior USA Nationals, then I'm gonna do Junior Nationals, then I'm gonna do Universe, then I'm gonna do USA's. I'm always thinking just to that next show that I'm gonna do that show and I'm gonna win it. And if I don't win it, I have prepared for the worst and I have another show I can do, but I'm never going into it thinking I'm gonna do all these national shows. I think that's really weird when people are like, I'm gonna compete at all these national shows this year, and I'm like, the only reason you would compete in a national show, in my opinion, is if you felt like you were ready to go pro. So you're not gonna like go into the show thinking I'm gonna compete in this show and then I'm just gonna continue on competing at all these other shows, or that would mean that you don't believe in yourself to go pro, right? So anyway, I will catch you all up on Junior Nationals in the next episode on my Road to Pro series. I'm really excited to share all of this with you guys. If you like it as well, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more content from me. I'm really excited to continue sharing this Road to Pro series with y'all, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit more lifestyle fitness stuff from here on out. I also have my Road to Pro training program available on my website. It is my complete 24-week training program on my Road to Pro. So don't forget to check that out if you're interested to see how I train, what are my splits, sets, reps, and the weights that I lift. So I will catch you guys in the next episode.